So here we are, my little home gym. I'm getting ready to do my first Peloton run. Welcome to my channel, Real Grace Shines. I'm Grace. I'm a mom to a toddler, a fitness enthusiast, and a mom just trying to figure out how the heck I get back to feeling like myself again. So this is my first ever YouTube video. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing, but I'm winging it. This video idea was born out of something that happened last month. Last month, I got an exercise bike. I got a Proform Carbon CX. And as soon as I got this bike, every person that I knew told me, you need to try the Peloton app. Well, the reason why I had gotten a Proform Carbon CX as opposed to getting a Peloton or getting one of the other affordable exercise bikes that are currently on the market is because I already have a Proform 5000 treadmill, which is Ifit compatible. So I'm already an Ifit subscriber, and I wanted something else that I could keep using with that app. And the Proform Carbon CX is the entry-level exercise bike, and just seemed like a perfect fit for what I already had going on with my setup. But everyone kept insisting, Grace, you need to try the Peloton app. Trust me, it's amazing. You're gonna love it. And so initially I was just going to do a blog post about it and put it up on my blog, realgraceshines.com. But I kept thinking about it, and I come to YouTube so often for reviews of all kinds of things. Tech, cameras, products, apps, all sorts of things. And I thought, well, sure, people will read it if it's on my blog, but I can show a lot of other things if I do a video. So here I am, I'm putting myself out here in 2022. We're just gonna go with it. Like I said, I'm a mom. I have a 2.5-year-old, so I just need stuff to work. I need it to be easy to use, and I want to know that stuff is good, so I don't waste any time trying to figure it out on my own. So that's part of the reason why I also felt that doing this review would be perfect for my channel, because I know that there's lots of other moms out there who are also postpartum, who are trying to get back in shape and who are just really overwhelmed with all of the apps that are out there. Hopefully this channel over time will help answer a lot of those questions. So I hope you guys will stick around because I have lots of ideas. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to cover in this video as much as I can about the individual apps, what my experiences were, how I felt about some of the trainers that I worked out with, and a lot of the things that I had to do to get my Proform Carbon CX Peloton ready so that I could get all the metrics. So this is the bike that I got. It's the Proform Carbon CX. I upgraded the pedals, so they're clip-on and they have cages too in case my husband decides to take a ride. And then what I had to get to work the Peloton app properly was I got this chest heart rate monitor, which works pretty well. And then I also had to install a, hopefully you can see it, a cadence sensor. So it's right here. So the Peloton app, which I can only use on an iPad. So this I basically got so I can run Ifit. I have Peloton here. I use this tablet, which is a refurbished On tablet from Walmart. I use the Peloton app only for the running. Otherwise, if I want to use the bike, I have to use my iPad Pro, which initially made me very nervous. And what I do is I place the iPad Pro in this slot, which is also made me nervous at first. And then I can use the controls there, which sit behind the tablet stand, but which you don't need when you're using the Ifit app. So the other option is to have a second tablet running Ifit. So this is not the ideal bike, the easiest bike to do a Peloton dupe situation with, but you can get it done. I would recommend the more basic Proform 500 because it's a regular manual resistance. So like this is literally just for stopping. It doesn't do anything as far as the resistance goes. All the resistance is digital on this bike, but she's pretty and she works with my Ifit subscription, so that's why I got her. So I've now done 2 Peloton rides, and I don't know, they don't have me convinced yet. I can see why people like Peloton so much, because the music is really good, the music choice. Not all of it, though, gets me going necessarily, but the music is good. Come on down. No, he's not.
I don't get down. What first I do down? What first I do down?
At a time, and this is going to be a journey, an adventure. It's a process. Nothing happens overnight. You commit to it day by day, and the change will happen.
Time to leave. No. In order to use the Peloton app on my treadmill, I first need to open up my Ifit app, which is what controls my treadmill, and go into a manual start. So that's what I would do. And then I have my second tablet up here that's running the actual Peloton app. And then I would scroll through this and pick running. And once you're in here, they have like tons of different options that you can filter by class type, instructor, music, which they have all kinds of genres. And then, depending on what the instructor tells me to do, then I would go ahead and change my settings on the treadmill. So it's not ideal, especially if you don't want to like unlock. You can. There are some people who unlock their tablet that comes built into the treadmill and install the Peloton app, but I don't want to do that because I'm not committed yet. So for me right now, I just use this tablet holder that actually came with my treadmill, and it's been fine. So full disclosure, because we can be honest with each other, I didn't really enjoy that Peloton warm-up, and I just kept thinking about moving over to Ifit and doing an Ifit run. All right, so let's take a look at the Ifit app. So this is what it looks like on my treadmill. I have the Proform 5000 treadmill, which I think Proform is not carrying on their website anymore. I don't know if they plan to get it back in stock, but it's a great treadmill, I think, for a beginner because its incline actually goes up to 15. So you can certainly grow into it anyway. These are some of the different challenges you can do and series that they have. Their big thing is immersion. So scenic runs, even though their studio runs are a lot of fun too. And they have live workouts now, as you can see. I usually cannot do a live workout because you never know how things are going to go with the toddler. But so here I have some of the runs that I've saved and some of my favorite trainers. You can see here. I love Tommy Rivs. He's amazing. So I'm just gonna pick one and then I'll show you guys some snippets of what they look like while you're doing them.
We're gonna go over some downhill running technique, form, and just basically a good downhill run so you guys can work on that quite a bit. While you guys are warming up, I'm gonna teach you a few things, so keep an eye on me while you're walking a little bit, okay? First things first, when we're running downhill, we really wanna focus on form. Technique is 100% of what makes a good downhill runner. And we're gonna go here, start making our way down this hill.
It's been 5 weeks, one haircut, a lot of bike accessories later, and I'm ready to give my final thoughts on Ifit versus Peloton. So here they are. Ifit is just a fantastic app. If you're the kind of person that wants to translate what you do on the bike and the treadmill to real life, the trainers are highly knowledgeable on the human body and kinesiology and how it all works, and they really work hard to make you a better athlete pretty much in every workout. Peloton, on the other hand, seemed to be all fun. It's all about fun, it's all about the experience, it's all about the community with things like the leaderboard and the way that they do shout outs, etc. And it seems to be more geared toward people who like to just fit in fitness with all the other stuff that they do, you know? It's also definitely an app that is going to give you a musical experience. They take the music that they play at every workout very seriously. They have, a team of DJs that put it all together, make sure it all flows well. And you can really tell that. So on Ifit, I mostly worked out over the last 5 weeks with Antonio DeSantis, Jesse Corbin. I did some workouts with a newer trainer for me, Zach, and I worked out with Jenny Fletcher, who is also a newer trainer to me. And I worked out with Hannah Eden and with Tommy Ribs, who is my absolute favorite. Jesse is sort of my go-to studio trainer. So when I do studio runs or studio bike rides, that's the trainer that I usually look for and gravitate toward. He is a lot of fun. Kind of in a similar Cody Rigsby kind of vein, but he also takes form very seriously, so he gives a lot of tips and instruction on how to improve your form, how to become a stronger runner, how to make your pedaling more efficient if you're on the bike. So I really go to him when I want to work on specific skills. Likewise, overall becoming a better athlete, better at running and now at cycling, I go to Tommy Ribs. He has a PhD in physical therapy, so he is an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to the human body and how it works and how to improve its performance over time. And he just teaches you so much in every workout that you do with him, and is so encouraging for someone like me, an asthmatic, who came into running thinking, like, I can't do this. He really made me feel with each run that I did with him that I could do it. On the Peloton side, I rode with Cody, Robin, Olivia, and Tunde. And I gotta say, I had high hopes for Cody because everyone always talks about him and how fantastic he is and how funny he is and how his classes are always really entertaining. And I thought he was very funny, but for me, that humor really doesn't get me going. I realized it felt like I would love this if we were out to brunch, but as far as getting me to work harder on the bike, it really was not a motivating force for me. And I really, especially because I was pretty early into my spinning journey, when I first did a ride with him, I really needed sort of better cues, and I didn't feel like I was getting those. So I found that kind of disappointing. I did a run with Robin, and Robin, she was closer to what I kind of really enjoy about Ifit, which is the idea of trying to make you a better athlete and sort of giving you cues in line with becoming a better runner, and also giving me skills that I can then actually translate to real life. So like running outside, because I like having my fitness actually be functional, you know, things that I can translate into real life, like chasing down the toddler, like lifting him when he's in the middle of a tantrum, that kind of stuff. So I liked her. Olivia was proposed to me as someone who also had that kind of athletic mindset, but I didn't feel like I really got that in the couple of endurance rides that I did with her. Maybe I just didn't understand what endurance rides were like on Peloton. But someone that I absolutely adored and who I think could be worth the entire price of the Peloton subscription is Tunde. She is a powerhouse. Oh my goodness. She could make you ride through a desert. I mean, her energy is just unbelievable. I loved her cues. I understood them. They made sense. And I felt powerful the whole time I was riding with her. So I highly recommend her. So when it comes down to it, I think that it depends on what your overall goals are. If you're someone who's thinking, you know, I'd like to run a 5K, I'd like to run a 10K, I want to, you know, do some trail cycling, I want to get outside in real life and do these things, then I think Ifit is the better fit for you. I think Peloton is the better fit if you're just someone who's like, look, I know I need some cardiovascular activity to stay healthy and I want it to be fun and I don't want to feel miserable in the middle of it and like, you know, I'm trying to conquer a mountain, then I think Peloton is probably going to be the choice. The other thing that works into the equation is just the cost of being in the ecosystem. Like, sure, you can do a DIY of the Peloton bike or even of the Peloton tread, but it's not going to be as seamless as it would be if you had the actual Peloton equipment. You know, you're going to have to buy additional gadgets. I had to buy a heart rate monitor, a cadence sensor for the bike. I had to use my iPad if I wanted to get those kinds of metrics in the app. If you don't care about the metrics, then that's not necessary for you. So I'm going to be sticking with Ifit for the foreseeable future. They've got me in their hooks, but I'm excited to see what else Peloton does in the future, and really enjoyed putting this review together for you guys. So I hope you liked it. I hope to make more fun content like this in the future, and also just talk to you guys about mom stuff. So thanks for being here. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.